Ghana Health Service is meeting with the World Health Organization to discuss ways of preventing an outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus, which has killed over 60 in Guinea. In sports, the much-anticipated April 18 boxing bout between two arch-rivals in the country, Aite Powers and Bukom Banku, will not come off. We will tell you why. Those are the headlines. My name is Gifty Ando Apia. I will bring you the details shortly. You're welcome to the details. Now, the Ghana Health Service is meeting with the World Health Organization to discuss ways of preventing an outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus, which has killed over 60 in Guinea. The Ebola virus is said to be spreading to neighboring Sierra Leone and Liberia. Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Ebenezer Apia-Dentra, spoke with Mama Vio Uswabwaje on the AM show Thursday morning.
Being told that the country or the health service is on a national surveillance system. What does it mean?
What it means is that we put our teams on alert to look out for certain diseases like Ebola and other things. So we are on alert to inform the health facilities, we inform the doctors, and then we get in the technical committee to meet, and then we send out the signs and symptoms so that everybody will know that any new case we arrest it immediately for any spread.
What is this virus or disease all about, and what form is it in?
Well, it's a hemorrhagic fever. In other words, it's a viral disease which causes fever and then bleeding tendencies in the person, and then quickly leads to death. And it's usually in the eastern part of Africa. But now, from what we hear, it's moved to the western side, and it's moving slowly towards the Ghana area. And with this traveling, people moving up and down, it's very important that we now put our borders right and then screen people and get the necessary resources waiting for it. Well, what people should be looking at is the history of travel. If somebody has traveled, come back with fever, and then the fever comes with bleeding tendencies, some small break, and then you find blood swelling on the skin, and then you find some blood within the gums and so forth, vomiting. Then you suspect. It looks like malaria, but then it goes beyond. The malaria doesn't cause that kind of bleed, but this one does.
What sort of surveillance is being undertaken in the border towns?
Now, we'll hold a technical meeting today with the WHO. And normally across the border, what we do is that when people come and we know that they are from the other areas and show that signs and symptoms, then they are put in isolation. Samples to be taken to the laboratory to cross-check that it's not Ebola. If it is, then they'll be isolated and then be treated until they are okay.
Dangerous virus indeed. Well, let's move away from the capital. An unknown assailant on Tuesday night allegedly shot and killed one Zachariah Adams, who is 20, in the Savelugu-Nanton municipality. Northern Regional Police says Adam was sitting with colleagues when he was shot. The body of the deceased has been deposited at the Tamale West Hospital morgue pending autopsy. On the line now is Mohammed Hashmin, who is Joynews' Northern Regional correspondent. Hashmin, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, what more can you report about this incident?
Well, the incident happened last night, and the residents in Savelugu say they are now living in fear after that incident happened. Now, I have been interacting with some of them, and what they have been telling me is that they want the police to intensify their patrols in the municipality because they don't know who could be the next target of these unidentified men who have been disturbing the peace of the municipality. Now, they are also linking it to the recent incident, the incident that happened in Tamale, in which 2 other people were also murdered. and they are also linking it to some money doublers in the municipality who are now gaining notoriety in the area.
Were they able to give you any reasons why? I mean, from their lay perspectives, any reason why such a thing would happen to this person?
Well, when I arrived at the crime scene, those that I spoke to, what they told me was that they were gathered they were seated in a group, and if you know Savannah very well, they like sitting in groups, and they heard the sound of a gunshot, and by the time they could run, one of them was already down. They ran and then they returned back and they realized that their friend has been shot dead.
We'll be speaking to the police, but let me find out what the police has been saying there in the region.
Well, police say they are still investigating the issue, but they are also calling on the residents to come forward with information that they have with regards to the murder of Zakaria. According to the police, it was done under the cover of darkness, and it is extremely difficult getting some kind of primary information about the incident.
Finally, Hashmin, what would you say is the general mood in the town right now, so that some people, would you say that there will be some kind of, this follows some kind of conflict or anything like that, and whether there will be reprisal attacks?
Well, something like that will be possible because when I spoke to some of the residents there, some were very angry, and they are calling on the police to investigate it so that no any other resident will take the law into his own hand, or any family member of the deceased will take the law into his own hand, and then we'll go ahead to maybe seek any kind of revenge. They believe that the security deals ruthlessly with the issue, then it will raise the confidence that the security are in hand to be able to are in charge.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Mohammed Hashmin is Joynews' Northern Regional Correspondent. We have ASP Ebenezer Tete, who is the Northern Regional Police Public. Well, we've lost ASP Ebenezer on the line now, but let's still remain in the northern region. Now, the Dagbon Peace Forum has renewed calls on the state to seek justice for the late overlord of the Dagbon, Yana Yakubu and Danny II, and over 30 members of his retinue. So the group is about to address the media at the Gbewa Palace in Yendi to mark the 12th anniversary of the murder of the late Dagbon king. We have Hashmin on the line, but let me bounce this issue of Executive Director of the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security, David Agboy. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, Gissy.
You have some thoughts about the commitment, really whether politicians are committed to bringing this bringing closure to this issue.
Yes, generally, we have a serious belief that politicians are not interested in solving Dagbon chieftaincy matter, and so they don't have the commitment, they don't have the willpower to be able to do that. But sincerely, we think that this chieftaincy matter, if politicians are well committed, what they need to do is to, depoliticize the chieftaincy and leave the chieftaincy to the elders of Dagbon for them to resolve this matter. If not, this issue will continue to be there until the kingdom comes. And sincerely speaking, we believe that this Dagbon matter, it is a simple matter. Abudus and then the Andanis, what needs to be done is the fact that the chief who passed away did not die a natural death. So what needs to be done is the fact that they need to engage the society to appreciate the fact that if somebody did not die a natural death, they need to bring in somebody who can replace that person from the same family. So when Andani or Abudu, if one particular person did not die a natural death, they need to install somebody from the same root until the person passed away successfully. nobody should get in there to, restore anybody from the other angle. So sincerely, if they should leave this matter to the traditional leaders, it will be resolved in 5 minutes.
I think we'll come back to you. Let me just hold on for me, Mr. Agbe. Let me just go quickly to the northern region where the press conference is ongoing and find out what issues have come up so far. But we will surely come back to you and bring closure to that interview. Hashmin Mohammed is our northern regional correspondent. Hashmin, you are at the media briefing right now.
Well, I'm at the media briefing in Yendi, precisely at the Bewa Palace. And the issues that the Dagbon Peace Forum are raising, they are faulting former President Kufuor, late President Mills, and now the Mahama administration of not doing enough in terms of bringing justice to the Yana and over 40 others who were murdered on the 12th of March 2002. Now, they are also accusing some parliamentarians from Dagbon who they claim have profited from the murder of the Yana, and this time around they have remained quiet about the murder of Yana. They are not putting enough pressure on government to search for the perpetrators of the crime and then bring them to justice. In conclusion, they are also saying that they also added that the fact that the perpetrators of that heinous crime have not been brought to book, it has brought a culture of impunity in Dagbon, where these days any resident can just murder someone and then go scot-free, recounting the numerous murder incidents from January up to date that have happened in Dagbon.
They've done a lot of accusations. What are they asking for? What do they want to happen?
They want government to revisit its earlier appeal case that it said it was going to make after the earlier accused persons who were paraded in court were acquitted and discharged. If you can remember, government promised that it was going to appeal against that decision. Now they are saying that that alone wouldn't even be enough. They also want government to set out for the political authorities as at that time in Yendi who loosely allow, who could not provide enough security for the late king.
Now come again on that point for me. They
are also calling on government to also bring to book the political authorities as at that time in Yendi who could not provide enough security to the late Dagbon king, and that resulted to the murder of the late Dagbon king.
Are they aware about the new, let me say, the renewed peace process that was in the news recently from the presidency, saying that the President Mahama has called for a some kind of closed-door meeting between the Abudus and the Andanis on this particular issue? Are they aware?
Well, according to them, what the Committee of Eminent Chief will be looking for is for the final funeral rites of the late Dagbon king to be performed. And according to them, for the final funeral rites of the late Dagbon king, it can go ahead, but the most important thing, according to them, is for government to search for the perpetrators of the heinous crime.
But that, as to the exact work of the committee, will be made known to them if they engage the committee somehow. Do they have any such engagements with them?
Come again,
this group that is calling for all these things, do they have some kind of engagements with the committee? That's the recent one, I mean, which met with the president, which sanctioned the meeting between the president and the Abudus and the Andani sides?
Well, the meeting was attended by chiefs from the Andani family and that of the Abudu royal family. And that this press conference today was being done under by the Dagbon Peace Forum and then the sons and daughters of the late Dagbon king to mark the 12th anniversary of the murder of their late son.
Yeah. Hashmin, that is what I find a bit curious. That is what I find a bit curious, because if the children of the late chief are the ones, they should be a part of the family, of the Abudu family, or of the Andani family. And so they surely would be a part of the meeting called by the president.
well, my understanding is that the message was conveyed to the family, the chiefs who represented the Andani family at that meeting, maybe to inform the family itself. Maybe, so I want to believe that this public forum is part of maybe the processes that maybe will be taken forward to the Committee of Eminent Chiefs.
I find it a little confusing, but Hasmin Mohammed, thank you very much. Let's go back to David Acquah, who is the Executive Director of the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security. I don't know if you followed the conversation that I just had with our Northern Regional correspondent.
Yes, yes.
What do you make of this whole situation?
Again, sincerely speaking, we believe that politicians in this country are not interested at all in resolving this matter of between Abudus and then the Andanis. And this matter, if it is left for the traditional leaders within 1 week or within some few days, this matter could be resolved. The reality is that we all believe that Andani, the chief, did not die a natural death. So traditionally, when somebody or a chief did not die a natural death, they will seriously appoint somebody from the same root to be installed as a chief.
Now that point,
that one will kill the matter within some small, minutes.
That point has already been made, and I really wish that it is as simple as you make it sound, because 12 years is so long a period to deal with such a situation. And so if it is as simple as putting the local authorities in charge, I think that would have been done. But don't you think government coming in should have made the situation better to handle, because then government becomes a referee between the two factions?
What government needs to be doing is the matter of security in the area, giving them maximum security. That is the role of the government.
Isn't that being done?
As far as NDC and MPP are benefiting seriously from the chieftaincy of Dagon area, that is why they are all playing this lackadaisical attitude.
And what do you mean when you say NPP and NDC are benefiting from this unfortunate situation?
Sincerely speaking, if you go to Dagon, if you go to Yendi, you realize that it is divided between MPP and NDC. MPP stock are in the Abudu family, and then NDC stock are into Andani family. So if they are well committed, if they are ready, they should leave everything to the elders for them to handle. But here is the case that they are benefiting from the insecurity in the area. If not, all those politicians that you will realize that most of them are even not competent to come to parliament. But the reality is that they are benefiting from the chieftaincy matter. That is why they are not ready to solve this matter. And it has been there since then. They are never committed. They will come and wrap you nicely, and at the end of the day, they wouldn't be able to resolve the matter. So sincerely speaking, they should leave the matter for the elders of Abudus and then the Andanis, and within some weeks, it will be resolved.
Okay, thank you very much. I've been speaking with David Acquah. David Acquah is the Executive Director of the Ghana Institute of Governance and Security, and he thinks that government and actually politicians have no business in this whole Abudu and Andani case. He thinks that they should be left to the local authorities there. In the meantime, a committee of eminent chiefs has been set up by the president, and they are reported to be looking at this situation all over again and furthering the peace process there. We're still up north, and the Upper West Region branch of the National Association of Graduate Teachers has given government up to 30th April to address their concerns or take full responsibility for any action that they will embark on. Addressing journalists at Acquah in the Upper West Region, NAGRA Chairman Pius Larry Azuma said government's failure to pay 24 months of salary arrears to some of its members is injustice. Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
Acquah sought to address government's directive to pay only 3 months of arrears to newly recruited teachers and outstanding issues on incremental credits for teachers, vehicle maintenance allowance, the redeployment and rationalization of GES staff and occupational pension schemes. According to NAGRAT, in a letter dated 4th November, government, through the Ministry of Finance, issued a directive to that payment of huge salary arrears as becoming a major source of fiscal overrun, and that henceforth arrears in respect of recruitment, promotions and reactivation should not exceed 3 months of the date of implementation.
The question one may ask is this: is it right to legislate retrospectively? Teachers who have genuinely worked for more than 2 years are paid only 3 months salary arrears. NAGRAT wishes to call on the government to note that this move is unfair, it is unlawful, and has a tendency to generate futuristic consequences which will not order well for the educational sector in this country.
The Financial Secretary of the Association, Esuma James, also threw more light on the issue of arrears.
And in fact, to say the least, this government policy of not paying arrears is annoying because they have not decentralized the system to the extent that the controller and accountant general can input workers' salaries just within, let's say, 2 or 3 months when you are employed. And even promotions. For example, some of us went for promotion interview since December, and the results will be out somewhere in August or September. So already a time lapse has occurred. So if after that you are qualified and you fill the IPPD and you are only paid 3 months, what kind of policy is this?
The Upper West NAGRAT chairman, Pius Lariazma, also spoke on the issue of rationalization and redeployment of GES staff.
The wisdom behind this is to enable affected staff condition themselves adequately to ensure quality delivery of services. Ladies and gentlemen, it is worth to mention here and now that over the past 3 years, the Ghana Education Service has defaulted in the payment of transfer grant to a good number of teachers who have accepted transfers to other areas.
Another area of grave concern to them was the reluctance with which payment is done in relation to vehicle maintenance allowance to qualified members of the association. They have given government up to 30th April to address the issues or face their wrath. Rafiq Salam's report from WA.
And away from the north, the paramount chief of the Asogli traditional area, Togbi Afede the 14th, has implored stakeholders and teachers in education to reduce the hectic schedules, including series of extra classes drawn for final year students. He says students should rather be allowed some time to do independent studies and research, explaining that the long hours of classroom work could destroy a student's concentration and ability to think.
Togbi Afede was speaking at the 30th anniversary celebration of Malco Girls Senior High School in Ho, donating 10,000 Ghana cedis as seed capital on behalf of the chiefs of Asogli. The president of the Volta Regional House of Chiefs counseled the Old Students Association to institute an endowment fund to support development of the school.
Instead of continuous assessment that requires students to prepare in advance of classes and attempt solving problems on their own, not only helps to develop their energy, but also helps to develop their comprehension, their imagination, their capacity for critical thought, and their self-confidence. Too many extra classes only destroy the students' independence, self-confidence, and ability to think.
He however called on the student body to make profitable use of the facilities the school provides them. The headmistress of the school, Janet Kwesi, outlined some successes chalked by the school.
We have always tried for a permanent place of worship. As it stands now, the same hall serves as a chapel, dining hall, assembly hall, classroom, and entertainment hall. This has far-reaching academic, economic, and spiritual consequences for the school. In the first place, the hall has to be arranged and rearranged anytime there's a program at the hall.
She, however, pleaded with government to speed up work on the library block and also construct a befitting dining hall for the school. She said congestion in the dormitories has led to the students parking their chop boxes outside. Acquah Girls Senior High School, established in October 1983, had 36 girls enrolled as pioneer students. Due to the demodernization policy of government during that era, the school started as a day school, later becoming boarding in 1985. Acquah Girls Senior High School now has a student population of about 1,700 with a workforce of 160, including teaching and non-teaching staff. Comlado's report for Joynews Home.
Participants at a day sensitization meeting on customary lands in the Upper West region, WA, have expressed worry about the difficulties women face in accessing such lands. According to them, though women play a leading role in the upkeep of the family, their efforts have not been recognized when it comes to accessing customary lands. Rafiq Salam's report from WA.
The project, funded by the Business Advocacy Project with support from USAID and ANIDA, brought together women from the Unity and Progressive Women Farmers Cooperative Society. The aim of the workshop was to promote private sector participation, better business environments, and strengthen the capacity of members in their advocacy and access of customary lands. A lecturer at the WA campus of the University for Development Studies and a consultant for the group, John Yao Akparep, said although women over the years have played leading roles in the upkeep of the family, they still face several challenges, topmost of which is their inability to have access to customary farmlands.
Our women farmers are poor, not because they do not have what it takes to farm, but simply because they do not have access to fertile lands which they could make do with to generate enough to support the families. I mean, we believe that if we are able to handle this problem and solve it, our women folks will have enough access to lands from which they can generate much.
An agriculturist, Umar Ibn Muhammad, blamed the situation on religious and outmoded customary practices in the area.
Most of the cultures doesn't allow women to go to the farm as an individual. How much more to claim the land? So in some areas, the women are not even allowed to go to the farm. They are supposed to sit in their house. The man will go and till the land, gather whatever it is, and bring to the house for the woman to then use it as food. If the woman is not allowed to go to the farm, you can imagine what happens. So where women are not allowed at all to go to the farm, it actually leads to poor development of the area. Somewhere where we allow them to go to the farm, we don't even give them the proper land.
One of the women, Aisha to Salute, shared her frustration on the issue.
I used to farm with my father-in-law until he was bedridden. My husband's uncle took over the farm. One day, I asked him to cede some few acres for me to farm, and the response I got from him was that I was a braggart. It made me call back, move into other business, which didn't yield any results. If he had given me that opportunity, I would have been able to make it.
Report from WA. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Ahmed Al-Hassan, is cautioning personnel against the use of excessive force in the enforcement of law. Addressing personnel being readied for UN peacekeeping duties, the IGP urged the officers to aggressively work towards projecting the new image of the force and to also apply the skills they are learning in their local operations.
About 160 personnel are currently undergoing the 4-week training by experts from the United Nations and the Center of Excellence for Stability Police Units based in Italy. The training ranges from basic police techniques and tactics including traffic control techniques, tactical progression, public order management, command and staff training, as well as self-defense and firearms training, for which they demonstrated their preparedness. Director of Police Administration, COP Rosebio Atenga, commended the females especially, encouraging them to do more to ascend in the police hierarchy.
Amongst you, are female officers who are performing wonders. That is it. So that when we leave the scene, you can perform better.
The IGP was emphatic about non-violation of human rights in the line of duty, adding the trained personnel should transfer the knowledge to other colleagues to enhance the new image of the police.
We have to apply it also in our own country so that we are able to protect citizens. We are also able to deal with criminals without infringing upon their human rights. These are things we should take seriously to avoid the excessive use of force, especially firearms. Most of us have discharged firearms because we are lost of ideas.
He hinted the Upper West region will have a new police training institute.
Maybe next time we will be doing this not here, but in Poalugu in the Upper East region, where we want to open the public safety training school. But it's something that, a program that will be run every now and then to ensure that not only those of us in the form police unit, but in other units also get specialized.
The time and countries the officers will be sent to will be communicated in due course by the United Nations. 140 of the current total of 160 trainees will eventually be sent on the mission. One thing that strikes me is the female representation. These are men and women of the Ghana Police Service getting prepared to be deployed to help restore peace and order. The IGP has warned them against complacency, and he is also looking forward to a time where these extra skills that they get before going on UN trips are inculcated in general policing here in Ghana. Gifty Andropia, Joy News, Tesano. You're still watching News Today here on Joy News. On more TV stories, we've been looking at Ghana Health Services meeting with the World Health Organization to discuss prevention of an outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus. And the Dagbon Peace Forum has renewed calls on the state to seek justice for the late overlord of Dagbon, Yana Yakubu and Dani. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. News Today, you're welcome back. Let's do some business. Now, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has reiterated the weak fundamentals of the Ghanaian economy and called for stronger microeconomic policies. For the IMF, strengthened policy frameworks will help the economy withstand external shocks while ensuring that access to the global capital market is beneficial.
The IMF made the disclosures at a meeting with the central bank and other players in the capital market, noting that Ghana will continue to pay a higher price of accessing external funds if the economy's fundamentals remain weak.
Once macroeconomic stability is anchored and you have stable inflation, stable exchange rate, opening of the market has several advantages. One, of course, it will increase interest in the market, of course, and bringing a net inflow of foreign exchange. Capital inflows, the capital flows have challenges, and as the central bank increases capacity to monitor these flows, as the banking supervision department has the capacity to improve its banking supervision, there is no really drawback.
Sami Jaja also called for a well-capitalized banking industry to resist global financial shocks. But the Bank of Ghana maintains the current macroeconomic instabilities are temporary and will be addressed with time.
The instability that we see is not a permanent situation. There have been efforts and there will continue to be efforts. If you look at the budget for this year, there is a target which government indicates its intent to ensure that that target is achieved. And in the medium term, the fiscal consolidation is expected to be achieved. That is reducing the deficit to around 5 to 6% in the next 2 to 3 years. So conditions will improve, and therefore that will give us a basis to go to the market. So you can't say you will never go to the market because the conditions are bad, but because I think the current conditions are temporary.
The IMF meanwhile says it is ready to assist Ghana following the establishment of the office in the country.
Identifying cross-border supervision as one of the key issues that was extremely relevant for all the countries in the region. And Acquah indeed covers the 6 countries in the region where this is a major issue. We think that there has been a rapid expansion of these Pan-African groups all over the region indeed. And in some cases it may have outpaced the national supervisory capacity of the countries. And one of the cornerstones of our activity, of our program of activities in the region for the years to come, is indeed to address that and try to find the best way to basically improve the supervision capacity in all the countries.
The Ghana Community Network Services Limited, GCNet, the e-solutions provider to government, which developed and deployed the Ghana Customs Management System, GCMS, for clearing of goods at the ports in collaboration with the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, is deploying the paperless clearing system across all custom entry points in the country. The paperless clearing system is currently implemented in Takoradi Port and the Kotoka International Airport. And the new system requires that all ministries, departments and agencies that issue permits and/or exemptions before goods are imported into the country are linked onto the platform to issue those clearances electronically. Freight forwarders and other actors in the customs clearing process have also been migrated to the web-based platform, namely the Ghana Integrated Cargo Clearance System. The exercise has become necessary because the clearing system introduced in 2004 to make customs clearing seamless and paperless is being underutilized by stakeholders and end users. European aviation giant Airbus has signed a deal to supply 70 jets worth more than $10 billion to China's state-owned purchasing agency. The order includes 27 long-haul A330s and 43 smaller A320 planes. The deal had been on hold because of the row between the EU and outside countries over carbon emissions tax on flights. The breakthrough came during a state visit to France by the Chinese President Xi Jinping. China also signed a new 10-year agreement allowing Airbus to continue building planes in the northern city of Tianjin until 2025. Earlier, Airbus's helicopter division announced a deal to provide 1,000 civilian helicopters to China over the next 20 years. Baba Tando is up next with sports.
Good afternoon. My name is Baba Tando. I have the latest in the world of sports, courtesy Cowbell. Now we begin with boxing, and the much anticipated April 18 boxing bout between Ghana's topmost arch rivals Aite Powers and Bukum Bankung will not come off as expected initially. Now Aite Powers says his prophet TV Joshua has communicated to him through the Holy Spirit that he should not fight on April 18. Now, Aite Powers recently returned from Nigeria, where he underwent an exorcism at the Synagogue Church of All Nations, founded by Prophet TV Joshua. Now, he was said to have been delivered of demonic possessions that have frustrated his boxing career. Now, we are trying to get him on phone, but before then, here's an interview he granted earlier on the Joy FM Super Morning Show with Bernard Nasser Asaibu.
Oh, the thing is, as for me, I want to try. As for trying to conquer, the thing is, we left a few weeks for the fight, and I said, oh no, I have to go and ask for prayers for my godfather. You understand me? I went to Nigeria and I got to know that God said I should not fight. I should hold on. So I don't think I can fight because I don't do things on my own. It's God I trust and love. So if God said I should not fight, I don't have to force myself or worry myself. You understand me?
So was it your pastor who advised you not to fight, or it was a manifestation from the Holy Spirit?
It's a decision from the Holy Spirit, yeah.
What did the Spirit tell you?
It's not the Spirit who talked to me, but the Spirit said the Godfather. So it's the Godfather who let me know that God said I should not fight on the 18th. The fight will come on, but not that particular on the 18th of next month.
So which Godfather are you referring to?
I'm talking about Prophet C. Joshua.
And what exactly did he say?
Is there?
And what did he tell you?
Yeah, that's what he told me. He said God said I should hold on. I should not fight on the 18th. The fight will come on, but not that particular on the 18th of next month. Yes.
Powers, there are those who accuse you of not genuinely entering this bout. That right from the onset, you knew you weren't going to fight. You just wanted the hype.
Is there?
Some people say Powers was scared of Banku right from the beginning, and this is clearly what they anticipated.
Boss, you know, the first time man of God said I should not fight, like I want to cry. Because I know people who said I'm afraid, and it pains me, but I can't fight. God said no. So, you know, I follow God's ways. I know the time things became badly to me, nobody helped me. I see God before things became nice to me. So if I have to fight, and I asked God for a victory, and God said, no, you can't fight that day, I will accept. Whatever human being is going to say, I don't care. I don't care.
Do you fear Banku?
Me, I hate Powers. It's me who tried it. I want to fight. That's why I told you I want to fight, but God said no.
But I'm just asking, do you fear Banku? Do you fear Banku?
I don't fear Banku. I don't fear him. The bosses I meet, they are more than Banku. So why I have to be afraid of Banku? Me, the person I know him, why I have to be afraid of him? No. I'm not afraid of Banku. But it's like I deal with God. I'm born again. I deal with God. I go with God's words, what God is going to say. I can't do things on my own. I don't have any strength to do things on my own. The strength is come from God. So if I'm going to fight and I get to know that God said no, this is not the right time, I have to hold on. Because I want to win on my side. I want victory. Not because of money. I have to say. People have been saying those times. People have been saying, and even the promoter, they say because of money I want to fight. But I want them to know, not because I want victory on my side. So if God said no, no.
Powers.
No.
You know that the promoters can take you to court?
They can take me to court. They can't take me to court. They made the fight on the 25th. And they changed it to on the 18th. So if need to, I said on the 18th is not good for me. They have to accept it. They can change the date. That's it.
So when do you want to fight now?
They can change the date, but I don't think they can change the date. But not next month.
Okay.
I don't like next month. That's it.
Okay, Powers, thank you very much. When you make up your mind on the date, we'll speak to you again.
All right, so later on in our subsequent bulletins, we'll do well to reach the promoter of the fight, Mr. Alex Ntiamwa Boateng, and then Brian Makamoko Bukombanku, who is supposed to have fought, or who was supposed to have fought Aite Powers on April 18. All right, so we'll move on to other stories, and the Black Maidens will take on their counterparts from Italy in a quarter-final match at the ongoing FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Costa Rica. Now, the Black Maidens finished tops in Group B after wins against Korea, DPR, and Germany, and a 1-2 loss to Canada. Now, the Azurine finished second in Group A after wins over Zambia and the hosts, but lost to Venezuela. That last 8th match will be played at the Estadio Nacional de Costa Rica in San Jose. A win for Ghana will see the Maidens reaching the semi-final for the second consecutive time in the tournament. Real Madrid lost 2-1 at Sevilla on Wednesday in the aftermath of a stinging El Clasico defeat as it slipped behind the Spanish in the Spanish title race. Now, Madrid's loss at the Sanchez-Pizjuan Stadium came 4 days after it squandered a chance to effectively end Barcelona's title defense. Right, so that'll be it for sports this afternoon, brought to you by the kind courtesy of Cowbell. Like I said, in our subsequent bulletins, we'll be speaking to Brahma Kamoko, one boxer who's supposed to be fighting Aite Powers, and then we'll also speak to the promoter of that Judgment Night bout, Alex Ntiamwa Boating. My name is Baba Tando. The news is not done. It returns after this break. Do stay on.
Time now to do some international news. And Field Marshal Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has announced that he has resigned as Egypt's military chief in order to stand for the presidency. The Israeli Supreme Court is due to begin hearings in April on a controversial law that has allowed the government to detain thousands of African migrants who are seeking political asylum. A law passed in 2012 authorized detention of illegal migrants for up to 3 years. But Israeli courts overturned it. The migrants, mostly from Sudan and Eritrea, say they fled repression in their home countries, but the Israeli government say they are in Israel mainly looking for work. The migrants have been held at the Holot Detention Center near Israel's border with Egypt. Alarmed by the growing number of immigrants as well as by a rise in cross-border terrorist attacks, the Israeli government has built a 5-meter-high fence along the border with Egypt. The fence, 230 kilometers long, was completed in January 2013 and has almost eliminated the influx of new migrants. And let's do some showbiz now. What does your wristband say about you as a person? And why do you wear them in the first place? These are some questions that showbiz has been asking Ghanaians, as it appears that there is a craze for wristbands these days.
Wearing of wristband these days has become the latest fashion trend for both males and females. Ask why they wear these bands and you will hear different versions of the stories behind their wearing them.
I just use the bands to flex as a fashion.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long do you intend to keep on flexing with it or putting it on?
For the rest of my life, I'll be using it always.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I will use it every day.
Okay, it's just fashionable. I just love wearing it on. Yeah, that's all. Like, I don't like these watches and other stuff, so I'm okay when I wear just this. It matches with any color. Yeah.
Oh, the bands, I wear them for fashion. Yeah, this one represents my school, so like a sign of representation, and this one for my church.
Others, however, believe it is spiritual, as it has been anointed from their various churches.
And I bought this because spiritually we I think it protects me.
Actually, one is for 2013. That is our year of uncommon favor. And then the other one is 2014. Great grace and great power. That is the theme for Methodist Church at Colegono Circuit. And it symbolizes for great grace, God will give you more grace in 2014.
As for these two bands, one is very spiritual. Let's say in church, this is Resurrection Power New Generation Ministry. Okay. Yes, they are very spiritual. It has been prayed over, and it's like the faith you have. Let's say you are very secured when wearing it. Like, let's say your church, you go to church, you pray on it so that to keep you safe. Some are very spiritual.
Still curious about why people wear the wristband, we probed further if the wristband really gives us a sense of belonging.
Looking at mine, it gives me a sense of belonging because with the Prosecco, I'm an old student, and then with the car bank, I save with the bank, so at least I wear it just because I have some kind of business I do with them.
Actually, it's a thing from a BFF, a best friend forever, and I think that...
Well, mine is a gift, and I think it's just a wristband as it is. And that's how we end news today. Our top stories this hour. Ghana Health Service is meeting with the World Health Organization to discuss prevention of an outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus, which has killed over 60 in Guinea. In sports, the much anticipated April 18 boxing bout between two arch rivals in the country, Aite Powers and Bukom Banku, will not come off, and we told you why. And in international news, Field Marshal Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has announced that he has resigned as Egypt's military chief in order for him to stand for the presidency. Many thanks for your time. My name is Gifty Ando Apia. Do have a very good afternoon.